Think you know Martin Scorsese? Think again. Behind the legendary films and Hollywood accolades lies a fiercely uncompromising director, one who's clashed with some of the biggest stars in the industry. From fiery on-set disputes to silent fallouts that kept A-listers off his call sheet, Scorsese has made it clear: if you're not committed to raw, emotional truth, you're out. These aren't petty feuds. They're creative battles where egos, visions, and passion collided. Ready to discover which top celebrities couldn't meet Scorsese's intense demands? And what really went down behind the scenes? Buckle up. This is the side of Scorsese Hollywood doesn't want you to see. 1. James Caan, the actor who rewrote the script. James Caan, riding high after his breakout role in The Godfather, was almost cast in a gritty Martin Scorsese drama set in New York's Little Italy. On paper, it seemed like a perfect match. Caan's explosive energy paired with Scorsese's intense storytelling. But behind the scenes, the collaboration unraveled quickly. During early rehearsals, Caan began improvising and rewriting dialogue, clashing with Scorsese's tightly crafted vision. Known for his structured yet emotionally chaotic scenes, Scorsese reportedly erupted in frustration. Crew members described the confrontation as a volcanic meltdown. Caan later joked, "There's creative freedom, and then there's whatever the hell that was." The project was ultimately shelved, and Scorsese is said to have labeled Caan as impossible. Their fallout became one of Hollywood's most intriguing missed collaborations. 2. Mark Wahlberg, when street tough meets directorial demand. Mark Wahlberg made a lasting impression in The Departed as the fiery and foul-mouthed Staff Sergeant Dignam, a performance that earned him an unexpected Oscar nomination. But while audiences praised his intensity, things behind the scenes were far more complicated. Director Martin Scorsese admired Wahlberg's gritty Boston roots and authenticity, but clashed with the actor over tone and control. Scorsese reportedly asked for less during takes, seeking layers of emotional subtlety beneath the bravado. Wahlberg, however, kept pushing more, delivering energy over nuance. The tension grew palpable on set, with the two frequently butting heads. Though Wahlberg's performance stood out, and was the only one from the cast to receive an Academy Award nod, the behind-the-scenes friction had consequences. Scorsese never cast him again in subsequent projects like Shutter Island or The Wolf of Wall Street. As Scorsese later reflected, an actor can impress and still miss the point. 3. Julia Roberts, too modern for a period piece. During early pre-production for The Age of Innocence, Julia Roberts was seriously considered for the role of Countess Ellen Olenska. With her star power and natural elegance, she seemed like the perfect fit. However, once rehearsals and costume fittings began, creative tensions emerged. Roberts reportedly questioned the need to wear tight, restrictive corsets, pushing back on the idea that physical discomfort should be part of her performance. Scorsese, ever the period purist, explained that such details were essential to capturing the emotional constraints of the era. The disagreement deepened during discussions about the character's background and internal motivations. Ultimately, Roberts withdrew from the project after what insiders described as a tense and unresolved creative meeting. Scorsese later reflected, "She had a luminous quality, but I couldn't train the modern out of her." In the end, he chose Michelle Pfeiffer, an actress who fully embraced the 19th century aesthetic. And the rest is cinematic history. 4. Ryan O'Neal, the star who softened the darkness. Before Robert De Niro famously transformed into Jake LaMotta in Raging Bull, another Hollywood star was briefly in the running, Ryan O'Neal. At the time, O'Neal was known for his charming romantic roles in films like Love Story, which made his potential casting a curious choice. During an early audition and script discussion, O'Neal reportedly suggested softening the film's violence and making LaMotta a more sympathetic, likable character. Martin Scorsese, who was determined to portray the raw brutality and emotional complexity of the real LaMotta, was stunned. He allegedly ended the meeting abruptly, saying, "If you're worried about likability, you're in the wrong room." That one statement marked the end of their collaboration. In his memoir, O'Neill later admitted, "Some directors want raw ugliness. I've always believed the audience needs a reason to care." For Scorsese, that comment confirmed what he already knew. Their creative visions were worlds apart, and a partnership was never going to work. 5. Winona Ryder, a silent battle behind the eyes. Winona Ryder starred in The Age of Innocence as May Welland, a character that required innocent charm masking strategic manipulation. Scorsese wanted emotional layers, quiet power behind a sweet exterior. Ryder, meanwhile, wanted to explore May's vulnerability. The two clashed constantly. Scorsese would whisper directions to her for 30 minutes between takes. She'd return to set red-eyed, only to be told again it wasn't working. Though she earned an Oscar nomination for the role, she was absent from the film's promotional materials and never worked with Scorsese again. As he later said, "Sometimes the result is great, but the process is so draining you can't imagine repeating it." 6. Jim Carrey, the comedic genius who didn't fit the frame. In the late 90s, Scorsese considered Jim Carrey to play Howard Hughes in what would become The Aviator. Carrey, known for his dramatic chops in The Truman Show, was eager to go dark, transformative, and method. During workshops, Carrey arrived with intense physical improv routines, eager to show his evolution from young Hughes to broken billionaire. Scorsese watched silently. He hated improvisation that drifted from the script. "There are two kinds of brilliance in acting," Scorsese later said. "Jim's is undeniable, but it's not compatible with my process." Carrey moved on. Leonardo DiCaprio got the role. The collaboration that never was became a reminder. Two brilliant artists can still speak different creative languages. 7. Marvel and modern blockbuster culture, a system he hates. While Martin Scorsese rarely calls out individuals, his stance on modern blockbuster filmmaking is unmistakable. In 2019, he stirred controversy by declaring Marvel films are not cinema, likening them to theme parks. The backlash was immediate, with stars like Robert Downey Jr., Samuel L. Jackson, and director James Gunn defending the genre. Scorsese later clarified that he doesn't hate Marvel or the people involved, but he opposes what the trend represents: a shift from character-driven storytelling to spectacle-driven franchises. For Scorsese, cinema is about emotion, risk, and human depth, not endless sequels and visual effects. Though he didn't name names, his criticism landed hard. His message? These blockbuster universes symbolize a system that prioritizes profit over passion, everything he's resisted throughout his legendary career. Harvey Weinstein, a partnership gone wrong. Though not an actor, no discussion of Martin Scorsese's creative conflicts is complete without mentioning Harvey Weinstein, the infamous producer whose reputation for control clashed violently with Scorsese's passion for storytelling. Their most public fallout came during the production of Gangs of New York, a film Scorsese had dreamed of making for over 2 decades. But once Weinstein got involved, that dream nearly turned into a nightmare. Reports suggest that Weinstein meddled constantly, demanding cuts, reshaping the narrative, and ultimately diluting Scorsese's original vision. Final thoughts: the cost of greatness. Some actors call him brilliant, others call him impossible. But one truth remains: in Scorsese's world, authenticity is sacred. As he famously said, "Cinema is about what's in the frame and what's left out." And for these 7 stars, what was left out, ultimately, was Scorsese's approval. Which of these clashes shocked you the most? Do you stand with Scorsese's vision or the performers who pushed back? Tell us below. This isn't just film. This is war between art and compromise. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into Hollywood's hidden stories. Because behind every masterpiece, there's a battle you never saw. Thanks for watching.